Hi, I'm Rich Brueckner with insideHPC. I'm here with Eric Barton. He's CTO of Whamcloud, and we're here at LUG 2011. Well, welcome, Eric. I guess congratulations on being CTO. How long have you been at Whamcloud?
Well, we started in July last year. The run-up was sort of underway, I guess, or the plans at least were starting like a couple of months before that. But like mid-July, I guess, was my first day. So yeah, we've just seen the company just transform from like two guys to getting close to 40.
40 now.
That's right. Yeah. So I guess our biggest thing has been building up the engineering expertise. I think of the 40 people, we might have I think 4, maybe 5 tops that are non-technical, but that includes Brent, who claims to be non-technical as well.
Sure. He's had his share, for sure. So coming into this LUG, what were your expectations?
Well, to be honest, first of all, the first user-run LUG, that was something to look forward to. I think maybe a bit less orchestration, a bit more freedom of expression, a certain amount of trepidation. I think we were all kind of worried about the community groups and whether they were going to get along, and it's just really good that everyone's come together. I don't know if all the hugging on stage was quite what I expected, but yeah, it's been really good.
And how do you think this bodes for Whamcloud going forward, this unification of the communities?
It's absolutely the best thing that could have happened for us. The one thing we want to say to the world, and it's not just Whamcloud, it's all the vendors as well who are able to sell their storage equipment on the back of Lustre. It's to say to the world, Lustre really is here to stay. It's a serious file system. It's going to expand its market. It's not riven by rivalries. We all have common interests, and we're going to work together on it.
Now, you've been working on the Lustre code base for a long time, and assuming that these politics get out of the way, what's the next great challenge from your standpoint?
Well, I think for me the challenge has always been execution. My favorite thing to say to people is ideas are easy, everybody has them, but there are not so many that can actually execute. And I think right now our biggest challenge is to execute on various short-term, when I say short-term, over the next year or two, roadmap issues. And so we've been very fortunate that we've been awarded a number of development contracts with the major labs. We're looking to propose contracts, NRE work with OpenSFS, with the RFP just coming out. And I think the most important thing for us to do right now is to execute predictably. So to be able to confidently say this functionality is going to be available at this time, and for it actually to happen. In the longer term, I think there are some very, very interesting architectural challenges, because the top end is always moving forward. Moore's law is a harsh mistress, and there's some really interesting scaling challenges ahead. And I think an architectural evolution of Lustre is going to be a really interesting challenge.
So future sounds bright for Whamcloud. It sounds bright for Lustre. And as far as Exascale, you talk to these guys. I mean, is this pie in the sky? Are we really going to be able to get there in 10 years in your mind?
So it's kind of weird that you look ahead and you think, my God, you know, how are we ever going to get to this? And then you look at the technology in your own PC, and it was supercomputing technology of 10 years ago. You know, so there really is relentless pressure. The hardware is there, is being developed. The systems will be there. There are some amazingly difficult technical challenges that are going to have to be surmounted. But yeah, I do think it's happening. Now the challenge then for the file system really is, how do you develop the file system that is going to be able to manage the storage needs of the Exascale? Now, I'm a pragmaticist to the heart. Right? I'm not. I want to do stuff that works, and so I think it's essential that we build upon elements of what we have already. So I think, yeah, the Lustre architecture. They're, you know, clearly with a single metadata server, we're not going to stretch to Exascale. In fact, the whole concept of namespace is going to have a rethink. The sorts of data sets that will be the results of simulations on these Exascale machines, they're going to be so vast. The application-specific metadata is going to be so vast that a major rethink is required. However, I think there are some architectural components within Lustre that are eminently suitable. So fundamentally, the distributed object store, I think, is going to remain the foundation of these future storage systems. Now, what you do on top of this distributed object store, that's where the innovation is going to come.